Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Corporate Gamer Broadcast. I am your host, the gracious Corporate Gamer, and we are back with Cyberpunk. I wanted to stream yesterday, but I did not. So I wanted to stream, and then actually, there's one day I wanted to stream. There's Monday, where Wasteland decided to stream. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to stream. And actually, her stream was really good. So I do not regret not streaming. And I wanted to stream a bunch of times during the week, just didn't end up happening. And then last night I just crashed. My body just decided to say, you know what? It's enough. I've had enough, and I need a break. So yeah, that's what it is. So that's what we are going for. So, tonight we're continuing with Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah, let's see where we go next. I do have to do this, or else it's going to look awkward. Alright. And I don't know if I changed my volume or not. We'll see. So I just finished.
Save.
Yeah, so it's a little bit too loud. Meet Judy at the Clouds Terrace in early morning. Kawakaka Okada to take the job. And main jobs, I have to go either to Map 10 Plen or to... Let's do this one.
Brendan, what's the difference between a broken bone and a broken heart?
System error. I repeat, system error.
Ah, damn it to hell.
Why
Come on, what's the matter?
is it asking me to go up?
Ahoy, sea dogs!
I was right there, apparently.
Set sail for flavor with Capitan Caliente's world-famous tacos, now in whale size.
Kaboom! Soy still machistador! An explosion of taste!
Okay. Well then.
Don't make trouble. Be
Blow up, doll.
Well, that's a shame. I don't know what happened. The last checkpoint.
Today home.
More technologies in dialogue. Put together, the gross income of these companies
runs in the tens of trillions of euro dollars. The catastrophic
What does it actually say in early morning?
City of Opportunity bill has 99 to 1 against. I was that one voice of dissent. Do I need to show you what'll happen to this bill if you, the people of Night City, choose me as your mayor?
All right. Oh, Jesus Christ. I didn't realize it was a, cards. Dr. Havok and Radon.
Hey, V. Thanks for showing. Talking with Maiko's like a game of 3D chess. Don't let her derail you.
Some deets about her could be useful when I talk to her, don't you think?
No, leave the talking to me.
Am I here as your hustle?
So in brief, I'm just here as your hustle, right?
Never said that. I just know the woman better.
How do you aim to get her over to our side?
By telling the truth. About Evelyn, what happened and why.
Think that'll cut
Nope.
No. Have to improvise from there.
Did I write this or did I write this? Tell me anything about her?
it? Some deets about her could be useful when I talk to her.
No, leave the talk.
And
You seem a bundle of nerves.
I've a mind to kill the bastards with my bare hands. So yeah, you could say I'm a teensy bit nervous.
I think she's high.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Hold on, I'll open it.
A lock like that? No way you cracked it open on your first try. You know how to get around their systems?
Appears so. Was hoping they hadn't run any updates since I left. Looks like I was right. Easy as paella. Follow me.
Sure thing, little missy.
Judy Alvarez. I'd say it's great to see you, but I've never been one to lie. Also, I never...
A gem of Japanese elegance. Hanako Arasaka's visit to Night City is a unique chance to take a closer look at the true icon of class and style. The enigmatic daughter of a recently deceased megacorp CEO has shown us once again why she's a real queen of killer taste. First thing to note is that Hanako wore only Japanese designers, showing off a flair for the patriotism and devotion she was raised with. Okay. Second, only a sharp eye might catch the small golden brooch crafted in the shape of the Arasaka Corp logo. Playing it safe but keeping it classy, Hanako also rocked a dove white neo-mill pencil dress, simultaneously showcasing a regal modesty but without putting off stiff prudishness. Hanako is corporate royalty and she knows it. She's not trying to squeeze in any of that Neo K flash because her self-confidence is chrome-plated. That said, there are a few accents of gold in her dress, shoes, and hair accessories that tastefully elevate the outfit and harmonize beautifully with her nails and real skin seams. Then, with her coat sporting a fierce red, she adds an almost predatory pop to the ensemble. Color choice by coincidence? No way. Or a nod to the Japanese national colors? Probably way. Whoa. As we've seen time and time again before, Hanako doesn't shy away from incorporating both traditional and modern elements from her home country's heritage.
Like surprise parties, but you know.
Yup, bet I even know why.
Thought you'd hit rock bottom when you joined them off. Guess you've managed to stoop even lower.
I don't know why
now.
that broke, but anyways. Stop Complaining, Get Rich Today by Josh Kevorkian. The first and most important lesson you and only you are responsible for your situation in life. Don't wait for the government to take pity on you. Don't wait for your loved ones to lend a helping hand. Just pull yourself up by the bootstraps and get to work. I know what you're going to say. Unemployment is at 34%. But so what? What's stopping you from starting your own business? It's that damn simple. What's that? You say you need an education? So educate yourself, for Christ's sakes. From now on, I don't want to hear any excuses. What matters is that you can be rich too. But you have to want it. And for that, you have to work at it. Ooh. Ooh, baby, I love the way.
Consorting
every
with
day.
a common thug. Yes, V. I mean you.
Sounds like I left a mark on this place. Good.
If by mark you mean buckets of blood, then yeah, congrats.
Did what I had to do. Don't mind me here to blend in with the furniture.
Came the clouds for info. Left with info. What happened in between is what happens when people refuse to work with you.
Ever heard of a little something called compromise? Should try it sometime.
Compromises take time I just don't have.
Just what exactly are you after? Gonna go and harass another doll?
Judy has a proposal. About clouds.
Wanna come back? Done. Always valued your skills, you know that. Just don't get why you had to drag this loose end in here.
Stop treating dolls like meat and I'll consider it. But first things first. Clouds needs to be taken from the tiger claws.
Okay, look. It's clear what happened to Ev was traumatic.
Huh? I was convinced you didn't know.
That girl was asking for an unhappy ending. I was just surprised it took so long.
We gotta do something! Or everyone will end up like Evie! Woodman raped her while she was unconscious, then sold her like she was so much scrap.
Yeesh, you've always been unstable. Okay, since you seem more reasonable, care to explain what this is about?
Judy's idea. Think about it. It could work.
Well, well, Jude. See, you found a true and loyal fan.
You aware what Woodman did to Evelyn when she was desperate for help? You sit by, let that happen?
Tiger Claw bosses rule this place. Know how much I mean to them? About as much as you two and your problems mean to me. Read negligible.
This is a waste of our time. Come on, we'll get by without her.
Jude, be sure to give me a call once you're done mourning and want to get back to reality. And so you don't think I'm brushing you off completely, Forrest will be on the maintenance level in a couple minutes. Alone.
I guess it would be backstory for Julie here, but I don't care.
That went smoothly. She totally blew us off.
You know what I think? She's scared stiff. She'd have lots to lose if things went sour. Everything, in fact.
So she'll just let things go on as usual?
You two have a history?
Way back, yeah. Think I just felt lonely.
Like everyone in Night City.
She was different then. So was I.
Can't trust people that see everything as a numbers game. Line between patting you on the back as their friend and planning on knifing you as their enemy is down to a decimal.
My name is spelled Zhang, for fuck's sake. I'll be honest, I don't want to read this book. Okay, whatever.
I know. Right there with you, well, used to have a big crush on her. Took me a long time to realize who she really was. But still, honest or crooked, we need her. Just think, could have gone diving this morning.
A little unwinding do you good. Do me good too, actually.
I wouldn't have been unwinding. Not exactly. Got an idea buzzing in my head, working it, but can't say if it'll amount to anything.
Yeah, you, a deck chair, and a Mai Tai with a cocktail umbrella. Somehow I don't see it.
No, me in the deck chairs, me mulling over coulda, shoulda, wouldas. Focus, V.
Come on. Can I just fast forward?
Wait a sec. What about Woodman?
On a breaking story, a Ken Tao AV
Well,
has crashed outside
what do you
of
want
Night
to do?
City.
I want somebody to unload lead into his face till there is no face.
Charge from a
Somebody?
damaged power station in San
Fine.
Domingo. The emergency
Want you to
landing
do it.
attempt proved unsuccessful. The passengers
Sure he's gonna
who
be
survived the
there?
crash landing were
You met
vaccinated
Michael.
nomads.
If that prick still works here, it's cause he follows her orders pretty damn precisely.
Managed to fend off the attack without suffering additional losses. The
Don't have an ounce of sympathy for that
announced a
motherfucker.
response against the nomads' camp.
So, we going there?
Damn straight. Let's end him.
We'll take the elevator. Quickest way. Maintenance level.
You know what's worse than a corpo? A wannabe corpo bitch.
You mean Maiko?
Piece of work, that one. But I'll give her credit. She's dead on about your chances of pulling this off.
She was not there a minute ago. So confronting Woodman is optional, apparently. Okay.
Fuck you two doing here? Where's Maiko? What's she fuck? call me here.
Careful, they heard something. Thought I'd feel more. Be satisfied. Punch the ground floor. Need to get out of this place. Almost felt like the world would be a better place once he died. And the feeling, it was so fucking strong.
You know, revenge isn't ever really worth it. People want to believe it'll be the miracle pill for their grief. So that's not how it works.
Okay, there's nothing I can do if you don't tell me.
Guess that's
Alright,
that.
so let's get the hell out of here.
You're screwing with my head.
There's that tone. Yelling comes in. Taking
Nah, idiot move.
Can you walk any fucking slower? Seriously?
Sorry.
Alright, let's talk.
Gotta get back to Maiko with something big.
Appealing to her sense of justice wasn't big enough?
Maiko only works with specifics.
A minute there. Thought you were about to call it quits.
V, I go for days tuning virtues in a basement. Know what the chances are of somebody blowing my head off down there?
Minuscule?
Same as Maiko's empathy. Unlike you, I don't put myself out there. But this ain't over. Not yet.
You know, I'm also partial to specifics.
Uh-huh. So that's what matters. How many you'll drop. How much ammo you'll use. How many eddies it'll get you.
Art and dreams of freedom can't be everyone's food. Sometimes, you gotta deal with the dirt. So, what now?
Gotta think. We need more bodies, that's for sure. I'm gonna talk to the dolls. I'll call you when I've got something. See you later, V. And thanks.
Alright, so that's done. Side jobs. Next. Sandra Dorset, that chick you pulled out of the scab's nest, man, you give someone an inch and they take a mile. This databank must be pretty special to her if she ain't gonna be willing to go through a fixer. Let's do this. Let's travel a bit. By the way, I hope that you guys are having a wonderful weekend.
Thanks, I deserve that.
I like to park nice in the game.
Introducing Alois Dequin, a deadbeat with a pretentious name. Gonk broke my trust and skipped town. Well, fuck him. Only thing I care about now is the data he left in NC. Specifically, what's on his comp. Check the attachment, you'll see what to do.
Purple mega prick who cheated me, and not only me, there's a whole city out there that wants to get its hands on this guy. As they say, the fate of a traitor is sealed at the time of his betrayal. But what interests me beyond my vengeance is Alois's datapad and, well, the data on it. The traitor picked up and fucked off right out of Night City. So fast he left the gear in town. Just 20 minutes ago, I got a login ping from his comp in Aisan Terracing, LocalNet. Head over there and grab his device. Once we get it, we take advantage of his confused mess. I guess I'm in the same building where I'm supposed to be going. Okay. What the fuck is this music? That's a nice spot. Can't get in though, which is a shame. Nice.
I know where he is. Oh, right. Just seeing things.
Let's see what we have around here before.
You come out! I'll be nice to you!
Oh, nice. That was fantastic. I don't know if those counterfeit documents does anything. Probably don't, but... Excuse me. So where am I supposed to go? We've already read this 1,000 times. I don't... Counterfeit documents, they must do something at some point. Let's hack and see how good we are with hacking, which we're not. We all know we're not. That's not good. Those are good. Okay, sure. I knew there had to be something down here. Anything else? Reinforced plastic fleets. Sure. That looks ominous. Pack of cards. There's nothing here. Oh well.
Hey, where'd you come from?
It was just downstairs. You want to talk about this?
I don't know what you saw there. I don't go down there. I don't know anything. They forced me. I'm their hostage. Said if I try to escape, I'd be next on the table. I swear.
You're lying.
It's your right not to believe me. You also have the right to a discount.
Discount? What do you mean?
Special prices for special customers like you. In exchange for...
Forgetting what I saw in the basement?
Yes. Well put. Well said.
Sure, deal. Basement's already forgotten.
Perfect. Glad to agree. Please let me know if you need anything.
Been doing biz here long?
2 years, maybe more. Wasn't easy at first, but I made the right connections. Half the heavy lifting in business is the networking. This and the will to be cooperative and flexible.
What kind of stuff you got?
Okay. Let's see when they have. Just give me a second. I'm just trying to do something on my phone, which apparently is impossible to do. There we go. All right. 15 to body. Instantly restores 30% health when health drops to 15%. Cooldown 240. Increases health by 20%. Yes, please. Legs. What does this do again? Defeating an enemy instantly recovers 1 cyberdeck RAM unit. Ah, that's how you get your fucking RAM. Jesus Christ. And legs, well, I can afford it. Hands. So what's this? Tattoo Tiger Claws Dermal Imprint. Ink features effective smart weapon jamming capabilities only for select few. Rules work according to okay. Increases the chance of ricochet shots with power weapons. Allows you to use a smart targeting module in smart weapons. Yeah. Okay.
Time's kind of tight here. Oh, you're just gonna... Okay. So, we were saying...
Been doing biz...
Half the heavy... Oh, you're just gonna... Okay.
I have to call now.
V. You're V, right? You find the data bank?
Someone's back in tip-top shape. Trauma must have put you back together in no time.
Yep. Good as new. Still, if not for you, wouldn't have been anything left to put back together. Never got the chance to thank you properly. Wasn't there someone else with you? Big guy? Whenever you get a chance, tell him I said thanks.
Jackie's, Sure, I'll pass it on. Knowing Jackie, though, he'd probably take that as his cue to ask for your number and call you up for a date. But that'll never happen, because Jackie, never mind. I'm sure you got a lot on your plate.
Is everything okay?
Sure, yeah, of course.
So, did you find my data bank?
Right to the chase, huh? Well, you'll never guess where I found it. A scav hunt. Sandra? You there?
Yeah, it's just that, well, ever since they told me what happened, I just can't stop seeing them. I figured they must have had it. But, you know, it's not like I was gonna go looking for it myself after. I keep telling myself it's over. The ones who took me are gone.
Listen, you've got Trauma Team Platinum. You couldn't be in better hands. I'm sure they already fixed the Sig Jammer exploit.
True. But who knows what the scavs will cook up next time? Anyway, that's all in the past now. Got bigger fish to fry.
You want to talk about it?
It's nothing. Just bring the data bank to my apartment. Sending you the address now.
Thanks.
Alright, we're driving in Night City in the day, so it's a day city at this point. It's one game that I do appreciate the fact that there's a night and a day city, because normally, under normal circumstances, Cyberpunk is usually pretty dark. And I like the fact that you can see the day. Oh, I actually am out of the car. I'm stupid. Having said that, though, I will say... Wow, there's some shady at all. She's gonna be dead, isn't she?
Sandra, it's me, V. I got your data bank. Sandra? You in there?
Are you alone? Did anyone follow you?
What does it look like?
Come on. Don't like leaving the door open.
Still worried about the scavs? My, friend told me your memory...
Entry 35. World, it looks like Anon 42 was right after all. I recently found a previously uncharted section of the net out in the boonies. Even though I'd already been there maybe 20 odd times, I guess you can only access it with the right parameters. It only cost me a week of sleepless nights, but I finally finished the Leviathan and punched through the section undetected. At least I think. Good thing, too, because it turns out Anon 42 sicked Night Corp servers against me. I really should just take a break, quit the net for a few months, but those files did look really suspicious. Just heads.
Be scraped clean.
The scavengers? No, I'm worried about... no, it doesn't matter. You bring the data bank?
Entry 37. Jesus, those files. Maybe I should have just left them alone. Each of them could be a puppet without even realizing it. And those flights to the moon. What are they cooking up there? Was it human DNA or... I couldn't run a thorough scan. I only had time to break through one folder of Zeiss. Either way, I'm pretty sure they flagged me. Can't tell if it was a masking demon or their dweller.
Don't make trouble.
Nice place you got here. Tasteful.
Thanks.
If it's not the scabs you're worried about, then who?
Look, I didn't pay you to come here and ask me personal questions.
Hey, you mentioned it. Besides, I saved your life. That isn't worth anything?
It was worth whatever you got paid. Don't pretend I wasn't just another small-time job for you. Now, did you bring the databank?
Here. Don't worry, it's completely intact.
When someone tells me not to worry, it usually means they're hiding something. You wouldn't happen to have seen what's inside, would you?
I'm a professional. I have a reputation to uphold.
Good. Then here you go, for your professionalism. I threw in a little extra for minding your own data.
Thanks. Be seeing you.
Alright, well that was quick enough. On the road again. I'm riding my horse on the road again.
For great leaders, and the Arasaka Corporation answers. Join us today to fight for a better tomorrow. Peace is friend. Help us strengthen.
Preem, V. Exactly the tech I wanted. Thanks. Gate closed.
Nice. Well, I guess I save that. Alright, what's next on the list? Alright, let's travel, little peoples. Let's travel.
Know any low-cost rippers? Can't help you, June.
You hear that howling at night?
Like a dying animal.
Quiet.
Can't call the police on him.
How to build a bomb in your kitchen. No, thank you. Soy paste. Sounds yummy. Okay, that's part of the music. It's like it sounded scary there for a second. I guess there's not much here. Well, there's a record here, which apparently I can't pick up. Hey Viper C, how's it going? Welcome back. Why can't I pick up this? That's stupid. That I could pick up, yet this I can't. And it's clearly labeled that I could pick it up. Well then. Doing some, I am up to playing Cyberpunk. I'm doing side quests right now. Actually, I'm catching up on my gigs. Alright, so let's do this. It's Truth About Cybernetics. Cyberpsychosis, which I already read. Yep, Stolen Medicine. Actually, you might know this. I was wondering. There's a bunch of times I pick up some undocumented documents, and I was wondering, do you use it at all during the whole thing, or is it just a stupid thing to pick up? What really happened in Arasaka Tower? If Militech was behind the assault on Arasaka Tower in 2023, it's What the fuck is it called? I don't even know where it is in my inventory, honestly. It's like unspecified documents or undocumented, something along those lines. Like it's something of documents. I keep picking them up on random people. Yeah, probably. 0 mods. This gun is actually pretty sweet. Honestly, I think I got the 3 guns that I've pretty much been liking so far. I've been using them for quite a while. Now I'm over encumbered. Yay. Inventory. Okay, so let's craft. Let's see what we can craft. What is this? Combat amplifier. Sure. Sure. Anyways, and what's this? You know what? These are actually useful. So that's fine. I'm still carrying too much, which is fine. Character, no. Inventory. Precision for... I could probably sell these, but I really don't care. This one seems pretty cool, though. But for now, it should be fine. So I did the mission with, yeah, I did the one with Pan Am. Pan Am, I'm on the cusp of maybe going out with her, I guess. She kissed me on the lips. I think there's one more mission with her. I did the mission at Clouds, yes. I'm at, right now, I'm at map 10 Pelen and play it safe. Side jobs, I've kind of went through them. Like, there's fucking a shit ton of them. Some of them I can't really do. I haven't gotten any cars yet, so yeah. This one I didn't do either. I didn't do any of the rides. I guess they're pretty easy to get, but I haven't really gotten them. Probably easy way of getting XP, I guess. But right now I'm doing either side jobs or gigs, and at this point I was doing a gig. So, we'll see how that goes. How have you been, Viper, by the way? Hope that you're having a great week. Hope they're having a great weekend. Hope your Saturday was good. Oh, this is where I came in from. This is the first room I came in from. Okay. Which, even better, I missed it the first time around. So there's something there. It's saying up. Does it mean it's a floor up? And if it is, I didn't go up yet. Which is probably where I have to go. Of course, I'm gonna save because that's the way I am. Yeah, I play until I get fed up of an area. Like I played side quests and then I got fed up and I played the main story quite a few times. I have to admit though, I don't know if you're a fan of the reboot of MacGyver, but I find Pan Am would be played really well by Tristan Hayes. They look exactly the same. I have a feeling that they were based. She was heavily based on that. Similar characters, similar dressed in a similar way. Looks very similar. And to be honest, not because it's a love interest in the game, but it's probably one of the better storylines that you encountered during this. It's like some of the storylines are not too bad, but I actually enjoyed her. Yeah, it's insane. I'm like the first time I saw it, I'm like, if they would make a movie out of Cyberpunk, which I highly doubt they ever will do, that's exactly who. Well, she's a gamer. Tristan Mage is actually a gamer too, so she's played like WoW and stuff like that. And I think, what's her #1 game? She has there is a multiplayer game that she plays. I don't remember which one it is, but yes, I did as well. That one was annoying, I have to admit. Not a big fan of that storyline. I like Delamain, but yeah. So yeah, I've been moving around like different missions and stuff like that. I haven't really roamed, so I ended up killing all the cars. I ended up killing all the robots, and I ended up doing what Johnny wanted to do, which is blow it up, and then he ended up getting the car. Now, at first I didn't blow him up. I negotiated with him, but something happened and I died. So I reverted back, and then I ended up killing him to see what the option was, and I ended up getting the car anyway. So I ended up going, whatever. It was a weird thing to actually look at, like to get, because you can actually go back and forth and do the different versions of it. With one exception, if you didn't do something, there's an option that doesn't appear. But all the other options, you can choose them and then just revert. Yeah, it is. But by that time, I killed all the cars. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter from a story perspective. At least I don't think so, because it ends up get a car based on your choice. Yeah. Well, anyways, I ended up getting the car. They're all happy-go-lucky people. So yay. You're okay. The point, I don't know on PC if it's the same. Like, look at this. This is pickable. I should be able to take this freaking, and it just doesn't, for the life of it, want to. And for some things, it's really, really bad. Like in this, it's not too bad because you can just, there's one item. Yeah, okay. There's one item, but there's a lot, like things where you're pointing at it, and it's like, no. This looks fucking awful. I'm gonna stay with it. It doesn't really matter what you pick, honestly. don't know why I pick up clothes. I don't actually do anything with them. Yeah, there is some stuff clipping into the ground. No, it's not necessarily... Yeah, this is like, okay, fine. You can say it's maybe clipping into the ground. But there's other things where... Okay, that was $0. But let's say there's 2 items. And you want to pick one of the 2 items. Sometimes it's almost impossible to pick like the second item. You have to pick the first one, pick the second one. Because it just doesn't want to recognize it. Which is weird. Oh, there's that. Sure. See? It didn't pick up what I wanted. Ah, boy. Fuck you, durable weave tank top. Well, it says FU on it. So this is up. Okay. Okay, so it's probably in there. Is there anything there? With a hoot? No, is there? Did I not go into that container? No, okay, this is a desk. Is there anything in this desk? Well, there's something that was lighted up there to pick up, but I guess not. Ah, boy. Where am I going?
Stop!
Sure, sure. And you be careful with that trigger.
How did you... I told you not to move.
I'm here by contract. From a fixer, nothing personal. Hand over the stolen meds, and I'm gone.
Stolen? The Bale of Paradol doesn't work. So who's stealing from who? Who? Ripper docs. They're the real criminals.
Balo Paradol. For cyber...
I'll put you down like a dog!
Well, that didn't end up... Yeah, it's because I moved forward. I could probably reload. Let's see what it does when I load. Where did it save last? I didn't want to kill him. I was hoping we could talk about this peacefully. Which is usually the way I like to approach things. With very few exceptions. Although there are times in this game that I have gone in guns a-blazing. Yeah, so it's basically when I came up. Okay. So I read this already. Pick this up. Oh yeah, so I didn't change. Some of the jackets look really cool here, but they put them on and it looks like fucking crap. Like, that one's not too bad. Alright. Now this time, let's save here.
Stop!
Sure, sure. And you be careful with that trigger.
How did you find me?
I'm here by contract. From a fixer, nothing personal. Hand over the stolen meds, and I'm gone.
Stolen? The Bale of Paradol doesn't work. So who's stealing from who? Who? Ripper docs. They're the real criminals.
Baloperidol. For cyberpsychosis.
I'm not fucking crazy!
Easy, easy.
Shut up! Go away!
If they're no use to you, they don't work. Just hand them over.
You're the same as them. Rippers, politicians. The same as that fucking Holt.
I could think of a few differences.
Shut up! That bastard he stole from research. He doesn't care about the sick. But soon, I'll find him. End him.
A Militech HKS-47 with polymer reinforcement. You were a soldier.
Militech, 3rd Light Division, 155th Infantry Regiment. 7 years in a fucking jungle. When times were simpler.
Before you got sick.
You cast me out like a dead battery.
That's no reason to become a terrorist. Where'd you serve?
Brazil. Remember all of it. Dirt on my face. Fatigue's always wet. It's like a brain dance. I can't shut off.
Memories flood back.
Without the adrenaline. Without my brothers. Fuck. So quickly they forgot me.
It's sad, but what he's saying is actually true. Hasn't changed, unfortunately.
You're angry, and I get it. You feel cheated.
Not just me!
I know, but if you zero Holt, you'll make it worse for everyone in your condition. They'll hunt you down.
Leave. Go, please.
No, I can't without those meds.
Over there. I want to be alone.
Poor son of a bitch.
He's not the only one in NC with problems.
Dude's got his back pinned against the wall. Alone.
What do you want me to do? Head to the lab, invent a cure?
Maybe this murder Holt idea is not so bad. At least it'd piss a few people off.
Sure, I guess, but what's the point?
Better than burying your head in the sand.
Oh shit, did he shoot himself?
Well, there it is.
What did he have on his computer? Just messages. Meeting. Bill, do you know it's been 2 months since our last meeting? Let's talk about you. You coming Thursday at 7? Will you talk to Mike or Sarah, or just sit and listen at the very least? Just never forget that PTSD is never something you should be ashamed of. Each of us have been there. We know the hurt. I don't want to pressure you. If this Thursday doesn't work, I understand, but just try to get back in the routine of coming, okay? And if you don't want to just talk to me first. You know my number. I'd be happy to meet and catch up. No, Liam, I had enough understanding, enough pats on the back, enough self-pity. Talking doesn't accomplish anything, only action does. Okay. It's a whole kid and caboodle. Alright. It is. There's a lot of themes that are in this game that are very relevant, especially to what we're going through now. So basically, he dies no matter what you do. Like, either you shoot him, or you try not to shoot him.
See, poverty might well be our lot, but order must be maintained.
Where is the drop box? Okay, it's here. It's not really better either way.
Thanks, V. Couldn't have been easy, but you handled it like a pro. Job done, contract closed.
To be honest, like, the thing is, it's hindsight is 2020, right? So the only reason I found like the second one was horrible is if I did the first one. Or the first one would have been horrible if I would have found the second one, like, depending on how you look at it, to your point. But technically speaking, if I would go in through this, like, I'm trying to get this character to be a compassionate character, but the thing is, in real life, if I'd be in the guy's in V's shoes, I would be like, fuck it. Guns a-blazing, kill everyone, and be a loner, right? So I'm trying to help as many people as I can, but kind of either you kill him or he kills himself. I guess the second one is a little bit less bad because I'm not the aggressor. He did it himself, so it was his choice. But still kind of sucks, though. These are all very high, and I don't feel like doing very high shit. That's true. There has to be fast travel point not too far from here. That's true. That is very true. That's a good way of looking at it. I did not realize that. I didn't think of it that way. But you are very true. You are very right. Finally somebody understood him. But still. And there's no fucking... So the closest thing is this one over here. I don't think this game is at the level of Witcher 3, but I do think it's okay, people are gonna give me shit for this, but it's a well-designed game. Now the execution might be a little bit off, but there's a lot of depth in this game. There's a lot of thought that went to the missions and stuff. Well, at least until now. Some games will manage to go a little bit more icky as the game goes on. Also, what I think before you got here, I don't know if you were here or not, I do appreciate the night-day cycle, because a lot of Cyberpunk games, it's always at night or it's always dark. The Ascent, for example, for the most part, Deus Ex, with the exception of Mankind Divided, would just have an element of during the day. But having said that,
River. B, hey, I need your help.
Sounds like it. What happened?
I should talk about this on the holo. We gotta meet.
When and where? Tell me.
Glenn, tonight. I'll flick you the details. Will you make it?
Do my best.
Thanks, V. Till then.
If you suspect any rogue AI activity, call the Netwatch hotline immediately.
yeah, it's a dystopian future. That's what it comes down to.
You wish.
Meet me in the evening on the corner of Pacifica Boulevard and Market Street.
the monocrystalline katana from Kendachi. Seize your destiny.
This gun is fantastic. I fucking love it. Hate the radio though. Thank you. That fucking music. Jesus Christ. Alright. Alright, that's done. Well, that wasn't that hard. Rides. I don't want to do rides. Side jobs. Have to meet him in the evening.
In charge of Hill.
Let's see. I always press the wrong button. Seriously, there's no fucking, like, fast travel? Well, there is a fast travel there, so it is worth the trek. Yeah, you do. Well, I called her already. Yeah, I called her before, and she told me whatever. So when I get to it, I have to whatever. Follow the instructions. Alright, so how far do I have to go? 112. I could walk there. I'm gonna have to wait till the evening.
All good.
Well, this is the place. Tick, 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 tick.
Oh, you actually wait? Okay. I thought you actually have to... Well, he sounds
How you holding
down.
up?
Been better. I know. Probably not hard to tell.
Nice ride. Brand new?
Nope.
Not in a chatty mood, I see.
Not really. Sorry.
So, what happened?
Needed someone to talk to.
Uh-huh.
First, take a look.
Hello, my name is Arif Iqbal, and this is WNS News.
More dead politicians.
A routine
Just watch it.
inspection led the NCPD to the trail of a dangerous abductor and murderer. The incident occurred at the intersection of 7th and 15th Avenue. The following police footage was captured at the scene. 1038, I repeat at 1038. Registration 2AA6244. We're exiting our vehicle now.
Copy that.
Out of the car! Hands up! Easy, officer. Relax. Shut your mouth! Oh, shit. We have a 1053 and a 1054. I repeat, a 1053 and a 1054.
Okay.
The boy from the footage is LeVar Martinez, age 17. His parents reported his disappearance over a month ago. Unfortunately, LeVar's life could not be saved. His body could not withstand the severe septic shock he suffered. Autopsy reports revealed the teenager was given dangerously high levels of hormones, anabolic steroids, and stimulants. The possessions and genetic material of 7 other missing teens were also found in the car, belonging to one Anthony Harris. Unfortunately, their fates remain unknown. Although the criminal widely known as Peter Pan survived the gunshot, he has not...
This, Peter Pan. He in case? You were looking for him?
Never heard of him. Didn't cross my desk.
What's the problem if they caught the guy?
My nephew, Randy. Disappeared not long past. And what you just saw. The kid was wearing Randy's shoes.
Ah, Jesus. Randy's disappearance. You know anything else?
My sister and I don't get along that well. I don't know much. Just wish I could have been there for her when she needed it most.
And what, they figured you'd get emotional and kept you off the case?
More like a restraining order. Won't let me anywhere near it. Gonagle took the lead on it. Lazy-ass gonk. And so far, he ain't accomplished shit.
No way I'd let this lie.
I know. And that's why I'm asking for your help.
So what do we need to do?
Can't interrogate the guy because he's a veg, but we can view his dreams.
I'm sorry, dreams?
You heard me. Come on, I'll explain on the way. It's an experimental procedure, but it's already yielding results. They record dreams that can be played back as PDs.
You got access to these dreams?
Not yet, but they keep them in the lab we're headed to now.
Well then, we're gonna go to Dreamland, although BDs do look like dreams, so it doesn't really make a difference one way or another. Well, that kid looks off.
Okay. Got an appointment?
Not exactly. We'll go in together, but, not through the main entrance.
We're gonna break the law?
We'll find a different way in, and then hustle out quick. Never actually been here, so I'll need your help.
Okay. My technical ability. Can I not do them now? Unless I go all around? There has to be another way of doing this. Also, what I like about this world is it actually feels like it's populated and people are...
There, funding. You wouldn't expect much pushback from security.
find our entrance.
They have an audit today. Should be a ghost town. No need to be quiet.
How'd you know about the audit?
I did my homework.
Know where they're keeping the BD?
Likely the room where they edit the autistic kid's dreams. Should be labeled as Anthony Harris.
Oh, this must be a rare item.
A few of these rooms we probably don't have to bother with.
Yeah, that's nice. Security update. I would like to remind everyone the upcoming audit and changes in security. I'm willing to answer any immediate questions you may have. Yada yada yada. Small steps to science. Yada yada yada. There's a lot of junk mail in these emails.
Locked. Can't get in. Nothing here. No sign of any BDs.
Hello? Can't go in this one? Probably the other door. The other side. Come on. Can I just...
They definitely don't store any BDs in this area.
These are the same 5 messages. No, no, no. Just remember not to mention our latest study to the NCPD slug brains. Because they just won't understand anyway. Security update, yada, yada, yada. Science staff next quarter. I'll probably have to read to the end. If there's anything important. There's a lot of fucking reading in this game. I have to admit. Like, even for me, that I like to... yes. No, I don't want to look in the mirror. See, like, I wasn't even looking close to the mirror. Like, stop looking. It's a nice feature, but it's useless. Like, seriously.
Braindance case.
Thing here. Imperil poisoning. Imperil, which attracts danger, is a poison resulting from irritability. This poison, a quite substantial one, is deposited against the walls of the nerve channels and then spreads through the entire organism. That sounds fantastic.
That's a braindance editing terminal. You familiar?
A little.
You know what? I probably missed some stuff from the other rooms. Yeah, I have to go back. B8 gives a respiration and intercellular spaces. Yeah, because I want to read that. Designed to provide users a maximum of convenience.
Hey, River. Think I got it.
Found something?
Not yet.
Anthony Harris. Let's try these drawers.
Say, River, Why not just have a janitor crack a door for you?
Can't risk getting scolded for sniffing around somebody else's case. Yowen!
What are you doing here? You got kicked off the force!
Just suspended, actually.
What does she mean by that?
He hasn't told you?
Yowen, please, listen to me.
Aren't you in enough trouble already?
Harris kidnapped my nephew.
I'm sorry. Really, I am. But we store evidence here. And we have strict protocols.
Protocols? Talking about his nephew's life here. A child's life.
This is an ongoing police investigation. Go, please. Get out now! I'll say it one last time. Out!
Damn it, Yowen. Who the fuck do you think you are? Remember your first med school exam? You know the one. Passed it with flying colors. Gotta remember it. Ladies' room erupted in flame. They evacuated everybody for 2 hours.
I cannot believe you would throw that in my face. I never wish to see you here again. Especially you. You don't know him well, do you? This man is a bastard.
River and I get along, we're friends. Hasn't let me down yet.
Huh. I thought us friends too.
Is that why you're refusing to help him out?
Hey!
Harris's dream, BD.
How's it going, healer?
He isn't
Welcome to
dreaming.
the stream. Hope that you're having a good weekend.
What? Why?
A bullet damaged his cerebral cortex. We get only dissonant urges. Pieces.
Looks like a dead end, River. I'm sorry.
Audio-visual stimulation. That's what we gotta try.
But he isn't on the spectrum.
A favorite song or movie helps you reach the kids. Might be worth a try.
I am aware of the similarity. Hypothalamus stimulation and hormone production. But Harris is not a child. I have never tried the procedure on an adult.
Any reason you haven't?
Yeah, not
Because,
bad.
unlike River, I went to med school and studied neuroscience.
How are you guys doing?
And not by reading about it over someone's shoulder on the metro.
Did Wasteland finish their stream?
Let's try it.
We don't even know his preferences.
I'll find something. I mean you're willing to try?
Just go. I'll open the front door for you.
Let's ride, V.
Okay.
I know exactly where to
So I
start.
missed your stream again. Sorry. I showed up on Monday, and it really was a nice stream. It was a really good stream. That DLC was
Say,
good.
by the way, what do you know about biochips? Arasaka's relic in particular.
Well, it's designed to store a person's neural engram. Sorry. Just imagine copying over a person's memories and personality.
Right, I get that. More curious what happens if the stored engram overwrites the engrams of the chip carrier.
Overwrite? I'm
Welcome
not
to
even
the
sure
world
that's
of Bethesda.
possible. Why do you ask?
Nah, never mind. Not a big deal. Thanks.
Yeah, her streams have been crashing a lot, but it's okay. It's fine. It's especially Fallout 3. Fallout 4 they did okay, but Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas the mods are fucking like.
Cops seem to like you. Careful this one doesn't start sending you out for donuts.
What? No, River's all right.
For a cop, you mean?
Not every cop's a bastard. Just like not every rocker boy's a narcissistic dickhead.
Dunno, V, you ever actually met a rocker boy who didn't fit that description?
All in all, no.
Where's this car? Why is it still... Why is it still... What do I have to do now? Yeah, to return to his car. Yeah, that was a bug. Alright, so where are we going, buddy? Yeah, so we're continuing with Cyberpunk.
Okay. Let me hear it.
So, got booted off the force.
Suspended. Mayor's death stank to high heaven. Inquest into, kicked under the rug. So I made a fuss.
Not worth asking how you feel about that.
Nope. It's just, it's not easy for me to talk about what's biting at my ass.
Fair enough. Could tell me where we're headed, though.
The Josses. Randy's mom. She thinks he just ran away from home. For now, keep the kidnapping between us.
You gonna tell me why we aren't trying to find Harris's apartment?
That's a house. And I doubt he's keeping his victims in his basement. And besides, we are trying. Want to see if we can find some connection to Harris at Randy's.
Pretty weak lead.
Best we can hope for just now.
Yeah.
Not worried Yawen's gonna toe the line? Rat you out to her superiors?
Used to be friends. Doubt she'd do that. Plus, not that I'd use it, but I do know one skeleton she'd prefer remain tucked in her closet.
Think Yawen will actually help us? All things considered?
Yeah. These tips of ours always end up the same way. I'll tell you about it over a beer sometime.
Did not know that. Didn't pay attention.
Really ought to focus on finding Randy now.
Of course.
There is a lot of popping in this game. I get that the world is vast, but there's a lot of popping. And quick resume will give you some issues. Ever so often you have to kind of reboot the game for whatever reason. Okay, can we just get to the destination at this point? Thank you. I always forget that that's an option, because unless there's dialogue, the option doesn't appear.
Alright, this is it. Sure been a while. Used to come over every weekend. Time ago.
And? Changed it all since?
Places like this never change.
The other day I was at the compound where I was supposed to sneak around. I went in guns a-blazing. It was a lot easier. It's impossible to do that mission stealthily. Impossible. Actually, I have not. Curling started, I think, a few days before the official,
Lovely neighborhood.
Is it Arasaka? It was one of the Pan Am submissions. Not the main mission.
River. You either got business with me or needs... Got my Randy. Wouldn't drag your butt out here if you didn't.
Joss, meet V.
So V, is this about my Randy?
Randy's been taken.
Why didn't you call?
Joss,
Throw a blanket over the truth, like always.
Police caught the guy, but he caught a bullet and he's in a coma, being watched.
But where's Randy?
We're looking, Joss.
Here?
Arguing's not gonna help anyone.
He's my child. You got no place telling me how to behave.
Joss.
Listen, we need to look through Randy's things.
Why?
To find any lead we can. Trust me, Joss.
Just don't destroy anything. Randy doesn't like it when anyone pokes through his stuff.
Let's go, V.
The kids are playing outside. Tell them it's time to eat.
All right.
What's on your mind?
Think it's good she learned the truth.
That's the trailer. Eyes peeled for details, eh? Monique, Dorian. Hey, guys.
Is this your partner?
Just a friend.
Well, it's a registered door.
You gonna stay over?
We'll see. Your mom's waiting for you with dinner.
Hey, is what the all the cattles.
This is their old trailer. Randy moved in when I bought him a new one.
Like, see, I'm not pointing at the ashtray whatsoever.
Good old days.
You check around. I'll check the trash.
Drugs?
Let's not go there.
Society's fault.
Nothing there. There we go. Dear mother departs, the old die quietly. Their dry hands given faint hustle, yada yada yada. I'll read them eventually.
Locked. Know where the key might be?
Nope.
Expensive tech. Randy had to scratch for this?
You're joking. No chance Randy could afford hardware for this. Way too pricey.
Got some kind of key here. Real
V,
fossil.
Come here, good. Not quite what we're looking for, no. And we gotta get in. But I doubt anyone knows the password.
Some kind of game here. Shipping
you
code
crack
on it. Let me give it a shot. Eureka.
Help me scour this, will you?
Alright. This might actually be useful, so. From Anthony 34 to B Randy. I meant to
They caught Harris in a vehicle like that.
call sorry.
Blockaded street. Shit, River. I remember that day. He lives close to an old school.
Okay, apparently this...
True angel of empathy, this guy, huh? Figured out Randy's identity. Sent him the game as a present.
The one you found in his drawer?
The same. Shipping code suggests the prick sent it from the Badlands.
This guy baited Randy like a pro.
Jesus Christ. Shit ton of fucking things over here.
River, do you... Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
No. There's no way. Why would he do that?
Not only did they agree to meet, but it looks like Randy was as excited as any kid on his way to a theme park.
Fuck. This creep definitely scrambled Randy's head.
Natalie must have been the only person Randy trusted.
Can we view this page with a link?
Well, that looks like old school Disney.
Something deeply fucked about that cartoon. My skin's crawling.
It does look kind of fucked up. Okay.
Some kind of link. The one Randy wrote about?
Let's find out.
A hidden page set up by Anthony Harris.
Christ. I'm gonna be sick.
Hidden page. That sounds like looks like a Dateline NBC kind of thing.
Jesus, River, this is fucked. Guy preyed on troubled kids. Made habit to target boys like Randy.
This is my fault. If I just paid more attention. Just talked with him more.
Hey, come on. You're not the one to blame here.
So I guess I didn't finish it. I don't know what else I'm supposed to do.
There was a file here.
Deleted, looks like. But the name's still there.
That name. Wasn't the video file on Randy's comp called something like that?
Hey, look. The name of this cartoon matches the missing file on Harris's page.
Ooh.
That's what we needed to find for Yawin. V, we've got it.
Randy must have downloaded it.
Sure, but V, don't you get it? This could be the key to Harris's mind.
Here's hoping.
Hey, can you use any of that Netrunner magic to shake anything else out of this?
How the hell do you get the IP address? Anything here? I don't think so. No, there's nothing. There's nothing in these things. How do you get his IP address? Interesting. There has to be a way of getting his...
Not that kind of magician.
Oh, okay. We'll have to manage without it.
Wait a minute.
That cartoon.
What do I need it for?
Could be what we've been looking for. You said yourself we needed something to get Harris to dream. Send it to Yawin.
Right.
Did I have... Yeah, I could have fucking leveled up. Fuck.
Sending it now. Okay. Says she'll get back to me by morning. And that I am a son of a bitch. And, come on. Let's grab a bite. Listen, let's not worry Joss more than we need to, huh? We're hot on the trail. We'll know more tomorrow.
Yeah, the missions are confusing.
Dorian, please.
But it really tastes like boogers. Yeah.
Joss, we're finished.
All done. Off to bed then.
We left some for you, Uncle River.
Thanks, Monique.
Tell me you found something.
Looks like Randy knew his kidnapper. They were in touch.
Why would he do something like that?
You know him. Kids. Look for help in the wrong places.
Indubitably.
When's the last time you ate?
Indubitably.
Yesterday.
Have mine. I'm not hungry.
Thanks. Maybe later.
There's a lot of dead air like this in this game.
Now you? No bullshit. Don't look at my brother, just tell me. Will you find my boy?
River's a hell of an investigator. Randy's as good as found.
Won't give up until I do, Joss. Joss, you mind if V takes Randy's trailer for the night?
No? Sure.
Staying, right? You gotta help me see this through. To the end.
Of course I'll stay.
Find your way all right?
Yup. Gonna hit the sack soon.
He's actually sleeping. Wow.
Hang in there, Joss. Can't be easy raising 3 kids on your own.
Well, it wasn't any easier with my husband. In fact, the best days were when he didn't come home. There were times I wished he'd disappear for a month, just to not have him hang around.
That bad, huh?
His bike in the highway, that was his world. But at home, let me tell you a story. This one time he took Dorian into the city. Had some errand to run, just father and son. He came back that night, dead-ass drunk, raging at me for calling the cops on him.
Did you?
River found him in some dive and brought Dorian home.
So you're relieved now?
Must have been a relief then, when he left.
For weeks, I cried every night. My husband was killed. The father of my children.
I'm sorry.
Randy changed. He locked up. Not to mention the other 2 I still had to raise. Life was rough with him and without him. Sometimes there's no solution.
How'd he die?
Thale DeCaldos told me he died an honorable death. Whatever the hell that means. They showed me his body, where his face used to be. Couldn't see the honor in that.
Let's, change the subject.
How about those abs? Okay.
V, wake up.
Not done sleeping.
Yawin called. It worked. The cartoon. He's dreaming.
You got the BD?
Right here. Slot it in. Jack into the computer. I want to see it on the monitor.
Can the guy at least fucking...
That doc of yours is quick, not bad.
Like... It's gonna be fucked up. It's gonna be fun. If it's gonna be the animation, it's actually pretty cool. Oh, it's not.
What's the matter with you, Anthony? I have to report this. I hope you understand that. This isn't normal behavior. Anthony, you killed Liam's turtle.
He was sick. He wouldn't eat, stayed in his shell. I just wanted to help him.
By injecting him with HGH? What were you thinking? Is this something your father taught you? Good people took you in, extended their trust. This is how you repay them? Your friend died. I understand. But that is no excuse.
Fuck you.
What did you... You just know.
There's that fucking music, which I assume would mean something, but it doesn't. It doesn't.
What did you just say? Okay, I've had enough. Principal's gonna hear about this. Your foster parents, too. I see. Like father, like son.
Huh, I recognize this shooting. It was a case study back at the academy. Give me a sec to check which school that was. Laguna Bend. Looks like the whole town got flooded in the 50s. Well, at least we know the general area where Harris lived.
Guess that'd be that.
Don't you dare talk about my dad!
That's right, you little shit. I know it all. Farm failed. Play it, Ralph. Hold on now.
There's nothing at all.
Don't you dare talk about my dad!
That's right, you little shit. I know it all. Farm failed. Dad put a bullet in his head.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! You can't talk about my dad, you prick! You can't! You can't! He was sick, weak. I just wanted to help him.
Well, that's fucked up. Well, there's something I didn't find.
I know it all. Oh, no, now.
Dad. Dad, yell about my dad.
What's the matter with you, Anthony? I have to report this. I hope you understand that. This isn't normal behavior. Anthony, you killed
What am I
Liam's
missing?
turtle.
He was sick. He wouldn't eat, stayed in his shell. I just wanted to help him.
By injecting him with HGH? What were you thinking? Is this something your father taught you? Good people took you in. We just took you in. Extended their trust. This is how you repay them? Your friend died. I understand. But that is no excuse.
Fuck you.
What did you just say? Okay, I've had enough. Principal's gonna hear about this. Your foster parents, too. I see.
Like father, like son.
Don't you dare talk about my dad.
That's right, you little shit. I know it all. I know. What did we else?
Don't you dare talk about my dad.
What's the matter with you, Anthony?
I don't know why it went all black all of a sudden.
Don't you dare talk about my dad.
That's right, you little shit. I know it all. Farm failed. Dad put a bullet in his head.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! You can't talk about my dad, you prick! You can't! You can't! He was sick! This...
I don't know what I'm missing.
Trophy. Old one. Dated from 2042. First place in an interscholastic wrestling tournament.
Okay. Sure. Haven't spoken much, I apologize.
Where you going now? Come here! Come here! Come here!
Harris looks even younger here. cow's sick, like the rest.
Coming!
Got no way to ID him. Kid's father was a real hard ass.
Tony, come here!
Looks like a cattle bioscanner. It's for checking vitals.
Okay, where's there any sound? No.
Yeah, Dad?
Get something? I asked you a question!
I don't know.
Choline and methionine levels. See anything odd?
Too low?
You were supposed to check before school. What do you gotta say for yourself? I was gonna die because of you. Gonna kill it like you killed your mama.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize, just dial up her hormones. And shut off that goddamn cartoon! How many times I gotta tell us that I got times I
Cattle injectors for hormones, antibiotics. People ate meat loaded with this shit.
I tell you not to leave it like that, Half the day I spent...
Supplements in the feed for disease-free livestock.
trying to turn that shit off.
Ah, that's our cartoon. Little Tony really seemed to love it.
Guess that'd be that.
Alright. By the way, I haven't really spoken much, but what's your favorite winter Olympic sport? For me, it's skiing, hockey,
Think this might be the place, V.
Got
It's a
some
recent
cables.
memory. Gotta be his hideout.
Got a clock. An hour to midnight. Looks like Peter Pan turned this farm into a goddamn final bastion.
Fuel. Must have been an auto shop or something here at some point.
Hearing what I'm hearing?
Trash barge. That's the signal to dump. Has to be a landfill nearby.
Fuck me. He treats the kidnapped boys like cattle.
I apologize, this may look a little bit graphic.
Fire department search stamp right here. City South. Perfect.
The terminal controls the pens. Gotta be another deck somewhere for the mines and turrets. Look, another one.
Don't see Randy anywhere.
Come on. So what did I miss?
Signage on the farm model points to Petrochem.
This is not going to be good.
And where are you up to, Mike? Come here, you rascal. You'll hurt yourself. Tony'll take good care of you. Easy now. One easy. Great. Was it surely looks everything.
Okay, so I read this. It's a victim. Scan for clues.
Hey, the Illuminated Towers. Promoting the Us Cracks album that came out then. Colors changed every hour.
I think that might be it.
Alright. That was not an easy one. Wow.
Okay, so where do we sit now exactly?
We know Harris still lives near an old school that's now underwater. You can see the NC skyline and the Us Cracks towers from the farm. It's a few miles out. Farm's located near a landfill. We know that too. Shipping code on the game Randy got from Harris traces out to the Badlands. Those towers promoting the Us Cracks album. Colors change regularly, once an hour. So we know the time.
11 at night.
Right. And that puts the farm east of the city. Southeast, actually. Stamp on the NCFD certificate was from the southern region. Farm model's a Petrochem design, so that eliminates any others. Which narrows it down to Edgewood Farm. That's gotta be our place.
So, we've got it.
Just hope we didn't fuck it up. Come on, we gotta go.
It's raining. And something bad is gonna happen. Something always bad happens when it rains. Not good indeed. You gonna come in or just stay in the rain?
Damn it. Let this work.
It's gotta work. Done more in 2 days than the NCPD accomplished in weeks.
Not hard to do, but yeah, you're right. Thanks, V. For everything.
We'll find him, River.
What was eating at him?
This isn't your fault.
I'm his uncle, V. And I wasn't there for him. Fuck!
Can I just go to the Badlands now, or?
Hold on, Randy. Please hold on.
He's driving erratic. There we go.
Grab something!
River, this is the farm. We got it.
I know. Let's get to the barn quick.
Oh, fuck off. It's gonna be one of those. Let's do this. Let's
River,
do
this is the farm. We got it.
I know. Let's get to the barn quick. Heads up. Turrets are live. The system controlling might be in the house.
Well, okay. Need a code. He's got fucking... These fucking traps. Oh. Can't pick him up. So what's this? Floodlight. Yeah, okay. I didn't think it worked before, but I guess because I was too far. Thank you. I'm gonna save here because I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen. It's fucking eerie. Sorry I'm not talking much. I'm just like really into the story. I should be paying more attention to like things. Manipulation easier than you think. The most fundamental yet effective manipulation technique is what we call undermining. For the manipulator to get the target to do what he or she wants, the target must first accept the manipulator's opinion as true or valuable. This is easiest to achieve by making the target feel inferior through harsh criticism. The more accurate, the better. The target will begin to yearn for praise from the manipulator, becoming more open to cooperation. That is manipulation. It's manipulation. Ippity manipulation. Everybody poo poo. That was a nice find. That is a nice find. But I need to go below. There are no stairs to go below. And that's the TV. There's no door here. That leads to the outside. And there's no door here. I guess we'll go out. I just did that to get the experience points, to be honest.
It's gotta be here. Have a look around.
The conscious curse. Man dies the way he was born, soft, weak, and helpless. Death, the one certainty in the universe of chaos, can be both a tragic and a release from suffering. It can come as an unexpected twist or as a beautiful crowning counterpart to a life well lived. Yeah, it should have been life well lived, not live well lived. The curse we face as humanity, the only living beings in constant awareness of death, is our inordinate focus on the fact. How much happier is the life of the gazelle that escapes the cheetah's clutches, thinking that it evaded death once and for all, than the poor soul living out his days, knowing each step inches him closer to the void.
Be a switch somewhere.
So this is linked to this somehow.
Try to see.
Understanding your teen. The teenage years are truly the most difficult period in a person's life. Not only is it time for enormous hormonal changes to the brain, but also a time of searching for one's own identity. The teen starts to seek authority figures outside the family, most often among their peers, but also among celebrities, rocker boys, and even fixers and mercenaries. To become an authority figure to teens, all you really need to do is have a unique style, maybe throw in a few nice phrases criticizing the system, and most importantly, convince the teenager that you, only you, understand. Okay. This is the same thing as I read before. But yeah, this one has networks. No. I want it. Alright, so let's go down. This is literally just giving me like XP for doing absolutely nothing. No, hacking is still more efficient. Where do I have to go? Oh, I have to go back to the basement? Come on. Oh fuck, come on. Crying out loud. There's no way of going down unless there's a hatch somewhere. Do they reactivate like soon after? Brain Dance Quarterly. I didn't go in that side of the house, did I? Oh, maybe I did. Holy shit.
V, get down! Damn it, right behind you!
Okay.
River! Come here, quick!
How do I get up there, though?
He's here. Ready!
So what the fuck is this? Means the building? Like, is he in the building, or what does that even mean? Come on. Really? I cannot go up anymore? Okay, well. Well, yeah, the target's a minute, but the thing is that,
Oh, fuck.
He's hanging in there. We made it. V, shut down the machine. Can't unlink Brandy otherwise. Brandy! 1052. I repeat, I've got a 1052 at a farm south of the city. Yes, send the fucking squad! Relaying coordinates now. No, several, at least. Do it quick, damn it. Oh, and watch for automated defense.
but why can't I use my...
Hurry, gotta shut it off.
Okay, all disconnected.
Check the others.
That cartoon is
This should
fucked
be
up.
alive.
By the way, Kenny, hello and welcome. I think this is going to be the last mission before I, yeah. This cartoon is fucked. But apparently I can't hack to anything. So I don't know. Make It Go Boom. We are proud to present the second revised edition of Make It Go Boom, the only make-your-own explosive guide you'll ever need. The previous edition was a smash hit. Ha ha ha. However, just like the previous edition, the authors and publishers bear no legal responsibility for any incorrect adherence to the production processes in this book, or even any correct adherence that results in an unexpected premature explosion. You want to play with pyrotechnics? You take a risk. Alright, okay, so what am I supposed to do?
Whoa, whoa, easy there, easy now. Hey, You're all right now.
Nice. How did your stream go, Kenny?
Been dead a few days already.
Well, that sucks.
V, help me with Randy.
Give me a second.
It's okay. Don't be scared. We're here to help. You're a bit dehydrated, but you're gonna be fine.
Need to loosen this. Help me.
Randy? Hey, you got this, buddy. I'm here with your uncle. It's gonna be all right.
Was that really necessary? Was that really necessary? Like, one pull would have been just fine. That's what I thought. When it's raining outside. I wonder if there's any way that you... Doesn't that always happen?
We did it, River.
Yep, we sure did. But I'm not about to leave it like this. The horror that bastard inflicted. Can't let it go.
What do you want to do? Zero him?
Exactly. Squeeze the life out of him with my bare hands. Sick fuck has to die.
No, River. Want that fucker's blood on my hands, too.
Appreciate your dedication, V. But this is between me and Harris. Gonna take him out in my own way. Amidst all this confusion.
Sure you don't want to help? They'll catch you.
No, they won't. That is, I was a detective, remember? I know how to cover my tracks.
Just remember, say the word. I'm there. You can count on me.
Need a little time to myself now. But I'll remember.
Hey, we're ready for evac. Are you riding along or not?
Really, V. Thanks.
Apparently the guy's Russian.
Couldn't have done it without you.
Don't mention it. And holler if you change your mind. Or if you're just in the mood to holler.
Okay. So, where do I go from here?
Poor boys. All your years, ever seen anything like this?
8 years in the Force. Nothing comes close. Beyond twisted.
I have to admit, that was a fucked up freaking mission. Like, I don't know who wrote this, but they have a sick mind, or they look a lot of Law and Order. How the fuck do I get out of here? Oh. Right. Okay, let's call my ride, see if it shows up. Oh, it actually showed up. Go fucking figure. Alright. Let us save. Because we never know how long it takes to save this shit. Alright, let's see what I have left in terms of freaking... well, first of all... intelligence. And I want crafting. What do I have to do? So tonight I did mostly side jobs and gigs. Whoops. I didn't do anything in the main mission. It's stupid. I can't call the fucking person till I reeve my car. Apparently they didn't believe in fucking... they didn't believe in Bluetooth.
So what do you say? Gonna do the hit or not?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Good. Client will be waiting for you by a car at the corner of 6th and Brandon. Client wants to tag along. Be there in person when you put a bullet through the guy's eye. Good luck.
Oh, there's a fast tracker. Yay. Fast travel. Whee. Well, that's going to make it easier. A lot easier. Man, I didn't realize it's 12:30 already. Eastern time. I don't know if I want to do this right now. So I'm going to save it. And we'll do it next time. Make sure that it loads properly. Because we all know this game is not known for any bugs. Always runs very smoothly. To be fair, I haven't actually gotten a lot of bugs on this game. But... Alright. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am done for the night. Thank you, Kenny, for passing by. Healer, Viper C, chatting it up, saying hi. Thank you so much for passing by. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful weekend. I know here it's cold, but hopefully it will get milder soon. And I should be streaming tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm going to be streaming Commander Keen or I will continue with Cyberpunk. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I did not stream Cyberpunk as much as I wanted to this week. So, and I want to kind of progress past this game so I can play either Crisis 2 or Deus Ex Human Revolution, which I haven't played in about 3 years. Last time I streamed it. So Crisis 2, I've never played it. But with my Microsoft money, my rewards points, I was able to get the trilogy of Crisis remastered for free. So I really don't care. So I didn't pay for it. So I want to play Crisis 2 remastered, to be honest. But I also want to replay Deus Ex Human Revolution. The last time I played is when I think I had roughly around like 40 followers. It's before I became affiliate at the time. And which, by the way, Kenny, you'd be happy to say that I'm still affiliate. I kind of gave up. I gave up on Twitch. Anyways, yeah. So I'm thinking of Crisis 2, which is a relatively short game. To be honest, it should be like a 10-hour, 15-hour game max. And it's funny because everybody criticizes Crisis, especially Crisis 2, for being too linear. Whereas apparently the first one wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't a sandbox as far as I remember playing it. Yep, indeed. So yeah, I find it because the thing is, I'm comparing this to, let's say, Gears of War, which is a good game. I like the series, especially 4 and 5. I really liked. The other ones are good too. They finally got color in the last few ones, which is actually really nice. And they're supposed to, apparently, there's rumors that they're going to do a Master Chief collection, but for Gears, which would be pretty cool, especially for the first 2-3 games. But yeah, so they're thinking. Well, they're thinking. They're People are speculating that it would be a franchise that's been around for a while on the Xbox and that's proprietary. And that's not something that they bought just now. It would make sense that it would be Gears, because it's probably the most successful series they've had the last 2 generations as a whole. Forget, like, you're not gonna do a Forza Master Chief collection. You're not gonna do a Forza, or a Motorsport. So yeah, I'm actually, other than Halo, that would probably be the next best thing. But having said that, to my point was, you watch people play Gears of War, and then they play Crisis, and they shit on Crisis, saying, "Oh, it looks fantastic," but the gameplay is linear. It's way too linear. Have you played Gears of War? It's not exactly the most. The last one, Gears 5, they kind of did the pseudo thing, kind of like Metro Exodus, where it's a full sandbox. It gives you the allure that it's an open world, but kind of isn't. It's the story is still the same. It does get samey fast. The first one was just a fun shooter. The second one they added like emotion to it. Like there's a lot more emotion to the story, but the gameplay is very similar. The third one I found was not as good as the second one. Um, and then 4 and 5 are kind of their own thing because the story is back to back. It looks like it's a movie. Like if you play 4, it's like a to be continued episode. All it's missing is at the end saying to be continued. Um, so yeah, it's duck and cover, right? It's duck and cover. You never really miss any ammo. Um, but the thing is, it's a fun game. But the thing is, the games are not long. It's like I expected Halo to be a lot longer than it is. Halo is about like 10 hours if you just do the main storyline, maybe 15 if you do the side. If you're a completionist, it could take a while because there's some things like skulls that are all over the place. I didn't even collect any skulls when I played Halo. But I literally played the main quest. I'm like, okay, at some point it's going to let me go and I'll be able to do the side quests. No, at one point it was a point of no return, which I didn't know. And you end up finishing the game. And then you're like, oh, this is it. Okay. You can go back and do the side quests. But the side quests are very repetitive. They're fun, but they're repetitive. Um, but it's definitely a lot of people that were scared that it would be like an Ubisoft light. It's not. Because Ubisoft has a tendency of dragging on the fucking story, especially Valhalla. I wanted to like Valhalla, to be honest, and I just couldn't. I think the sweet spot they hit was Odyssey. But Odyssey, the story kind of, I don't know, it was okay until the end. So I don't know. And I started losing interest in games that take like fucking 100 hours to fucking finish. Like it's fine, to have a game that you know that can last that long, I guess. But I don't have that much time to invest anymore as much as I want to. Forget about being a completionist. So a lot of these games like Cyberpunk, it's at least a 40-50 hour game. I'm assuming. I don't even know where I am in the storyline. And the thing is, you do a lot of the side quests. Like I spent like 3 hours. I ended up doing 3 quests, which is not much, and none of them were the main quests. It was all side quests. One of them was easier than the other, but I usually take my time when I go to a place. I scourge around. I try and look and pick up some stuff, but it's still games that take a long time to finish. And I like them. Don't get me wrong. I think there is a market and people are hungry. And now that they're actually touting maybe a Crisis 4, there's a trailer for it. I wonder what they're going to do. Because the thing about Crisis, it's weird. They have this, like, everybody praises the first one. Like, at the time, I couldn't run it for the life of me. Keep in mind, YouTube was at its infancy. You know, a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's a great game. It looks great." But on the other side, there's people that are saying, "Oh, but the main quest is boring." The actual quests themselves in the mission, some of them are hit or miss. Some of them are fun. I'll be very honest. Some of them are hit or miss. Some of them are fun. The game as a whole, though, and keep in mind, I played the version that's on the technically it was the Xbox 360, so the graphics are not as good. So I'm not gonna knock it for that. And I'm sure that it looked fantastic at the time. And from what I've seen, the games do look fantastic on PC at the highest settings, still to this day. But the storyline is, like, it's okay, but it's not like, it didn't blow me out of the water like Deus Ex or whatever the case may be. So I'm not sure. I guess the hype came from, can it run Crisis type of thing, and it ran on that hype. I don't know about Crisis 2 or Crisis 3. I know Crisis 3 was an Xbox Live with gold, so it means that it didn't do anything in terms of money. And in terms of sales, it was very, very disappointing. The first one didn't sell. The first one sold, but people couldn't run it, so they never played it. The second one wasn't as popular as the first one. And the third one was considered a massive flop. And to be honest, like, it's one of those game studios that Crytek, in case you guys don't know, they make decent games, just that nobody goes on board. Like, I actually liked, is it Son of Rome? They made one for a launch title for the Xbox. I think it was Son of Rome or something along those lines. And that was actually a fun game. It was kind of an Assassin's Creed light. And it would have been fun if they could have made a second one. They never did. Because it was on the Xbox One, nobody bought it. And it was a flop. But I played it later on because it's on Game Pass. And it's fantastic. I love that game. So I hope they revive that franchise. I can't really say a franchise, but that game for a sequel. They've made the Crisis games, which were pretty decent for themselves. Like, they're not. The thing is that it depends how you go into those games. If you go into those games thinking it's a 1990s action flick, you'll be fine. Because that's all you're doing. You're shooting, it's conspiracies, it's stuff like that, and you're going through a level, and you just basically go to point A to go to point B, and you shoot people in between. That's the main story. That's the main thing. And it's fine. There's enough story for it, but the first one, I don't know, the story fell flat for me. Like, yeah, it's an alien story, but there's other alien stories that were much better told, like Halo. Halo is just, the thing about Halo, I love Halo. I've always loved the story, but it's hard to go play the original games. And even with Halo 5, the controls are not great because you're playing with the control. Like, let's say you're driving. Most, including Cyberpunk, the right trigger in the back is the speed up, or the right button, whatever you want to call it. The bumper. It's the speed. right? So you're speeding up, and to brake it's X, or you press the reverse, right? In Halo, it's still the same controls as it was in the first one. So like the left thumbstick is the driving, but the driving could be so erratic, and it feels really, really wrong. And a lot of people were complaining about Cyberpunk. The driving was horrible when it first got released. I don't know what they did to fix it, honestly. I don't know how it was before, but if I base myself on what's there now, it's perfectly fine. I don't know what the problem is with driving. So, yeah, I don't know what it is with that. I hope that they change at some point, and I don't know what they decided to do with Halo, the Halo Infinite menus. By default, you have to uncheck. I forget what the option is. I would have to go back to the game. But if you don't uncheck it, navigating the menus is so fucking disastrous. For the longest time, I didn't think that I was able to actually go to upgrade other things, because I thought you had to finish one level before you finish and you go upgrade another type of thing. And then no, it's just because I couldn't choose it for whatever reason. The menus are so badly done. You have to uncheck it, and then it works like a regular menu that you would expect it. I don't understand why they did that. I don't know if that's a PC thing that they tried to port to the Xbox, but it wasn't very good. And those that are saying that Halo is going back to its roots, yeah, it was fun. You kind of want to play more of it. I just wish there was a bit more variety and that the storyline was a little bit longer. I just felt the story felt rushed, and it just, I don't know. Eh. So I don't know if the DLCs will add to the lore or they're gonna add to the actual story. We'll see. As of right now, will I play the multiplayer? Not sure. We'll see how it goes. I'm also wondering what's going to be released on Game Pass now that Xbox has like all these games available, especially on PC. StarCraft 2, WoW. Are those going to be on Game Pass? Is that going to be part of the subscription? That's a interesting thing. I don't know how they're going to manage that, because you have existing players on WoW that are playing, so they play every month, or they pay every month. And then you have others that would be coming in, but when they come in, do they pay for Xbox Live to be part of the service, or are they going to pay whatever they're paying with Blizzard? I don't know. That's a weird one. I do hope that they do come out with StarCraft. They re-released StarCraft. And I think they were supposed... I don't know if they released it, StarCraft, on the remastered StarCraft. I know I had seen videos about it, but I don't know if they ever released it. That'd be cool if they would release it. I bought the original StarCraft. I actually got the Diamond... the equivalent of Diamond League for StarCraft. And then StarCraft 2, I got the Diamond League because, I don't know. But I never got back to it. So, same thing with Diablo. I'd love to play the remastered of Diablo 2. Haven't got to it. But again, everybody's making us think about, because of the money value of Blizzard and Activision. And Activision has a lot of old retro games, which is really freaking awesome. If they could tap into that library and release them on Game Pass, that'd be fantastic. And a lot of games that people think that were on the Atari and they were Atari, and they're like, oh, how come it's not on the flashbacks? Well, it's because they don't own the license to it. The license is Activision. And Activision got a lot of licenses at some point. Not just theirs, but they've acquired other ones. So it was pretty cool to see that and see how it's going to work out. But other than that, like, I was more intrigued and excited for the Bethesda, or whatever the parent company is there, something media. Because I play more of the games under the Bethesda banner, or that banner, all the games under that the parent company banner, than the Blizzard Activision. I'm not a WoW player. Yes, I've played StarCraft and StarCraft 2 and Diablo 2, but I haven't gone back to them in a long time. So I'm not a WoW. I don't play those games anymore. I don't play Overwatch. I don't play a lot of games under their banner. I played older games like they own the Sierra games, the licenses for the Sierra games. That'd be cool. You know, if there's a series that they could actually come out and instead of making it a point and click, you actually make it a third person RPG, and you progress through the story like you would do like in the Police Quest series, like you solve mysteries, and you work yourself up to lieutenant or whatever the case may be. A bit like a Telltale story. You could do it as an action, like similar to Cyberpunk, like that type, doing police work, or you can actually do it like a Telltale, which is like the equivalent now of, well, they don't exist anymore, but those games were the equivalent of point and click on console. That'd be pretty cool. They own King's Quest, Police Quest, Space Quest. Man, they have a library of games. They have a shit ton of games now. Library of games. Oh yeah, another one that I don't play is Call of Duty. So it doesn't really bother me. I really don't play Call of Duty. I don't play a lot of those games, to be honest, because they're not very fun to me. I always found after Halo 2, I never played multiplayer ever again. I've hopped in and there once in a while, like I played Battlefield 3, which was okay. It was fun. I suck. And I could never get used to the controls of the PlayStation. When I had the PlayStation 1, or my cousin had one, I had no problems with it. Then, for some reason, when I got to the Xbox controller, to me, so the Duke controller was too big for my hands. I have very small hands. But I liked the layout of it with the two thumbsticks. It's just that it was huge. And then for the 360, I think still to this day, the 360 still has the perfect controller. It fits perfectly in my hand, works really, really well. You can throw it out of the wall and it doesn't break, because I've done that by mistake. It slipped out of my hand, hit the wall. I do like the Xbox One and the Xbox Series X controllers because they're pretty much the same. The only thing with the X one is there's a bit more like rubber in the back for better comfort. I personally don't care for it. But what I love about my Series X is that I could actually switch from an Xbox Series X to a Xbox One controller because they're interchangeable. They work fine. I have my controller came with a USB thing, so I could put it on my PC, so I can switch, and it's so easy to switch between PC and Xbox. It's amazing. So I could use the same controller for both machines really, really easily, which is awesome. It's fantastic. Yeah. All right, I know I said I would go half an hour ago, but have a wonderful rest of the weekend. Hope to see you again soon. I hope to stream again tomorrow night. We'll see how that goes. And if not, I'll probably either be on Wasteland's channel or on Kenny's channel, watching them play. Kenny, if you don't know, he plays during the week. He plays a lot of shoot 'em ups. He's been playing. I think you've been playing a lot of Ori. So he's been playing through Ori during the week, plus shoot 'em ups. And on the weekends, lately he's been this year and last year he's been playing Quake maps. Better Quake than never, which is an awesome freaking name. I wish I could come up with names like that. And then Wasteland, she's playing right now. She's playing through random DLCs for Fallout New Vegas, like fan-made DLCs, which have been crashing a lot. Surprise. But yeah, it's been really fun actually watching her. Similar to when I played My Fallout 4 DLCs, fan-made DLCs, they were fantastically hilarious. They were so bad, they were hilarious. Yeah, they've been pretty good, actually. Yeah, there we go. Thursday equals shmups. Other weeknights, Eastern Metroidvanias. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's weird. That's kind of the reasons why it doesn't crash as much on console, and that's one of the reasons why I like playing them on console. The problem with console is that you can't play DLC fan made DLCs for Fallout 3 and New Vegas. You can only do that for Fallout 4, which I'm actually surprised they were able to do because you have a 2 gig limit. But in general, they're actually pretty cool. They're actually pretty good. I haven't gone back to Fallout 4 in a while. I still have Fallout 76, which I played for about like 10 hours. No, actually, I played more than that. I played 10 hours of the main game, and then Wastelanders came out, and I played that. That was fun. But I haven't played anything since then. I don't know. That's just that there's something about Fallout 76 I just can't get into. I don't know if it's a survival mode or whatever it is. I just cannot get into it. It's I don't know. It's not fun for me. I have more fun with Fallout 3, New Vegas, and Fallout 4. And in fact, my favorite is Fallout 3 because it's a sandbox, but it's not too huge of a sandbox. Whereas New Vegas is freaking fantastically huge, buggy but huge, and Fallout 4 is just it. There's a lot of stuff that's done like on the side missions that are not interesting, and I just don't care for them. But the fact that there's fan made DLC, the fan made mods that you can buy, it's really cool, and it's fun. It's just that some of them are really bad. But I'm actually thinking that the one that I played was purposely bad. I think it was so bad. If you guys want to see it, it's in my history. I think it's in my collection, Fallout 4 collection, and it's called James's Ruins. If you guys want to see that, or you can see that do the same search on YouTube under my channel, Corporate Gamer. Ah, cool. The thing about Fallout, it's what's appealing. The gameplay itself is nothing super revolutionary. Like, it's fun. It's an RPG. It's an action RPG. But it's the ambiance, the whole idea of an apocalypse and the music that plays in the background. It's just, unfortunately... Oh, cool. Yeah, it's just, unfortunately, there's a lot of DMCAs. So you have to turn off the music, which kind of makes them... It doesn't make the game as good. And that sucks. But hopefully if I play Fallout 3 again, I won't take out the radio because I've already have a collection. I've already played through it. So I wouldn't need to do it. But I don't think I'm going to play that anytime soon. Well, the thing is about Fallout 3, people abuse the VATS system because of that. But the thing is about Fallout, it's not a true FPS. It's more of a story-driven FPS or RPG. Yes, it's an FPS, but it's not meant to be like it's not meant to be a Crisis. It's a complementary part to the world they live in, the storyline that they live in. Even though they give you all the, hey, Tiger, how's it going? I'm just about to get offline. I just finished playing. But hello and welcome, and thank you for saying hello. Even, to be honest, if you play... yeah, Borderlands, it's fun too. But Borderlands, see, it's more of a... See, the thing is about Fallout, it's a story first, then it's a shooter. Whereas Borderlands is a shooter with a story. It's slightly different. They could be similar, but they're slightly different. And the approach is different. So it's more of an action-y type of thing. It's like Doom, right? It's like comparing... Doom is a straight up... like they've attempted that lore in Eternal. But it's more of a Yay! You'll be here for the outro. They tried at the lore, but essentially at its core, I don't know why a lot of people complained about Eternal. I actually liked it. Some people really complained about it. There's a couple of places I got stuck. Maybe because I'm an idiot. Also, maybe because it wasn't clear. There's one particular part in Eternal where you jump onto a platform and you fight. Okay, and then there's like, okay, you're supposed to go here, but you can't jump anywhere. You can't jump high. You can't go on the side. It looks like an abyss. And it's actually one of my viewers, my followers, Switchy. He's like, you have to do a leap of faith. And I'm like, what do you mean you have to do a leap of faith? Where? And it's on the side. If you lean a certain way, you can see that there's a platform, and you actually literally have to do a leap of faith in order to get to it. Which would have never, because it's literally, if you don't look at that angle, you look down, it looks like you're falling down to an abyss. There's like nothing there. So it's kind of like, Yeah, Hyper Metroid, yes. But it's the only part that wasn't really. I found that it was tough, but it was fair. I didn't play the DLCs though, but it was tough. But it was some parts were freaking tough. Like towards the end, holy crap! Some people don't like the platforming. It's okay. It's nothing that's super complicated. It's you might have to do it a couple of times, but I don't remember. Can you do save states in Doom? I don't remember if you can. I must have, because checkpoints would have fucking killed me. Oh no, maybe it is checkpoints. Oh yeah, because I almost beat a boss and I had to start all over again. Yeah. So there's a couple of bosses that were like, what the fuck? And the final boss is not hard. It's just like it's annoying. But it gets intense though. It does get intense. But basically, the final level is you're trying to beat a boss on horde mode. That's basically what it is. And you cannot, if you're a person that plays static, you're gonna lose it. You can't play static. You have to keep moving constantly. Now the good news is that they gave you enough ammo, which is fine, but it's freaking tough. And the final boss is 2 levels. There's a first part, and you think you beat him, but no, you have to go to a second part, and it's even harder. It's pretty intense. I would suggest if it's your first time playing, I played it at easy, and I found that some parts were tough, and then I played it at normal, and it wasn't that much tougher. So if you first start, I would probably do normal. Because after that, I'm assuming it gets way too intense. All right, guys, have a wonderful rest of the weekend. I shall see you next time. If I don't do this now, I never will log off. So have a good one. See you next time. Ciao.